curtains, 'cause all we need is candlelight, you and me, and a bottle of wine. Gonna hold you tonight, oh yeah. Well, we know I'm going away, and how I wish you weren't so. So take this wine and drink with me. Let's delay our misery. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Tonight. Fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. And it burns like me for you. Tomorrow comes one desire to take me away. It's true. It ain't easy to say goodbye, and darling, please don't start to cry. 'Cause girl, you know I've got to go. Lord, I wish you weren't so.
So this is the Expo floor. There's all kinds of stuff down here. You can see you've got the Unreal Engine guys over there. It's not as big this year as it's been previously. I think they've closed off some of the Expo hall for the main hub area, but it's still a pretty spectacular place to be. Got a couple of meetings lined up a little bit later on with some of the Nvidia guys and the Vred guys to look at what they've got going on with global illumination on GPU ray tracing. But you see there's the Dell stand, got a nice McLaren sat over there. There's the HP stand, and everywhere you look it's just technology, back to back technology. You can see Lenovo over there in the background. Over to the left past Lenovo, you've got all the Autodesk answer bars, where you can go and speak to people on the product teams, ask some questions, vent, do whatever you need to do. And in the middle here there's various maker spaces where they have sort of 3D printing labs set up, generative design sessions, samples of technology that Autodesk have done and worked with customers on. You can see these things here are the little abstract graphics that you see when you're installing your product, and when you see various sales pages. Every one of Autodesk's products has one of these sort of weird fluid kind of shapes designed for, I think they call them the hero images or something like that anyway. But you can see they've done some manufacturing of like a representation of some of those abstract images. And over here you can see here's the AutoCAD tower. And here we are, the one we want is the I don't even know what it is. I was going to say the Inventor ball, sphere. and the Fusion one. So these are the various answer bars. I don't know who's watching this, but there's various recognizable faces sort of scattered around in there. Jim over at the back, he's on the Vault team. We've got Steve Dennis, one of the programmers for Autodesk Inventor. Johnson is one of the QA designers on the Inventor team. You see him all over the forums. So there's various faces inside there, chatting with customers. That's what what you're seeing right now is kind of what AU's mostly all about. It is a learning experience, but it's also just getting involved with and talking to people who are behind the products that you guys use and really care about. And that's all happening right here for the full 3 days. Moving over to the back, you have the poverty booths. These are the ones that are a little bit cheaper, but still some pretty fascinating stuff going on down here. This is where you tend to find all the 3D scanners, drones, various pieces of construction equipment. And here we've got 3D Connection, Keyshot, a wide variety of exhibitors over at the back of the hall. So undoubtedly the Expo is noticeably smaller than it's been in previous years. There's still a wide variety of stuff going on in here, and you can easily wander around here for a couple of days and still find stuff that you haven't quite gawped at enough yet. People to talk to, things to talk about, but yeah, it's definitely smaller than it's been in previous years. So if you're watching this, good thinking, it's been to bigger conferences than this. Yeah, it's been bigger than this before, to the point where it's felt almost twice as big as this before, but there's still some plenty of interesting stuff going on around here. This is the Autodesk University Expo Hall. And I said a little bit earlier on that I had a couple of meetings lined up with the Nvidia guys and the VRED product manager, Pascal Seifert. And they showed us a technology preview of their implementation of Nvidia's RTX optics framework, which was, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I'm mostly interested in. If I'm honest, that's just the way I'm wired. But they had this demonstration up in the Nvidia booth, which was an RTX server cluster of, I believe it was 8 Quadro RTX 8000s powering a VRED session, which is real-time GPU ray tracing of this red Ford Mustang, and it was delicious. It wasn't quite 60 frames per second. In fact, to be honest, it was nowhere near it. It was roughly between 10 to 20, but this is full global illumination. And the settings weren't cranked down either. I was looking at it thinking you could possibly maybe reduce a few of the settings in that session to get it a bit smoother, but I think they were more about the quality than trying to hit the mythical 60 frames per second. But it was an impressive demo, and this is probably going to be coming into the live product quite soon. So that's the kind of thing that you tend to see over at Autodesk University. Now, moving over to the other side of the Nvidia booth, they had this augmented reality demo, which is a new SDK from Nvidia, which is, I believe, just off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember this back last week, but I think it was 5G streaming of augmented reality from a server to a mobile device, which can then overlay augmented reality on that mobile device. So this was a VRED session, and this is quite a high polygon. Again, I forget how many polygons the guy said it was in there, but it was in the millions being streamed to a mobile device. So all the compute power was being done by a server rather than the mobile device. And then I went to visit the Silverdraft booth. These guys are I don't know what to describe them as. They're not a system builder, although they kind of come across as that, but they're certainly not. They're more of a boutique technology solutions provider, where they do provide systems, but they're not like, HP or Dell or even the likes of Box. They don't just build a workstation and say that, they know the software and then they'll hand it over to you. I mean, sure, they probably would if you asked them to, but they're more about providing like absolute Everest high cutting edge technology and systems for the most extreme use cases. So think a movie set where I don't know, Disney need to render a scene super fast, and traditional workstations just don't cut it. They're overheating. They just don't have the compute power in 1 or 2 CPUs or 1 or 2 graphics cards to be able to get the work done that they need to get done. These guys will ship out a truck just laden with servers and hardware, park it on site, It's already got seats in there, monitors, workstations, everything that the animators, all the designers, all the artists, all that they need. They just park up the truck and they get the job done. So although these guys don't really specialize and make their money off selling workstations to your average mechanical designer or engineering office, what they're doing, the stories I was hearing, I was absolutely fascinated by it. And it was something that I'd love to do, like an overview of, maybe visit them, see what they're doing, see the work that they're doing, have a chat with the people behind this sort of thing and see where their technology goes and how it's used. I'd love to get into that sort of thing. So I made some contacts internally within Silverdraft, so I'll hopefully pick that up a little bit later on if they're interested as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that wraps up just a quick overview of this year's Autodesk University. It's difficult to cram a week's worth of shenanigans into a few minutes, but that gives you hopefully a taste of what Autodesk University in Vegas is like. It's completely different to the AUs around the rest of the world, the ones that happen in Europe, for example. It's on a much bigger scale. Everything's just bigger and grander, and there's a lot more emphasis put on reveals and technology at the one in the States. So I'll wrap this up by saying thank you very much to everyone who just took the time to come and say hello to me. I met a lot of people who watch the channel. I met a lot of people who I'd communicated with prior to attending AU. For example, the Autodesk Inventor 20-year anniversary interviews for the Inventor class track. Those videos seem to help those guys out in a big way. They had a lot of attendees on those classes. That was good to hear. Hopefully all the guys who were speaking in all the other classes had a good session, got some good feedback. Hopefully all the attendees who went there got something positive and insightful out of all of the classes. Hope all the people on the exhibit booths, they didn't have too long of a week and they got some good sales leads, and anyone who was visiting those guys got some good information to take back to their bosses as well. That's what it's all about, mate. So Vegas, it was a blast, baby. It was a blast. Thank you very much. I'll see you there next year. Toodles.